Let's make some fingerless gloves. This is a super beginner-friendly tutorial, a basic set of fingerless gloves. If you've never made them before or just are looking for something classic to be able to wear, plus there's an option to add a little bow on for a little bit of fun addition. This is a free sewing pattern from the Q1 2024 issue of Material Girls magazine, which is a fiber art magazine community. There's a link down below to download the issue for free. You can check out the written pattern for this, other free patterns, and other fun fiber content. To make these gloves, you're going to need one skein of size 4 yarn. I'm using 50 gram by 70 meter yarn, and I'm going to put in a little glitter strand as well. This won't affect the gauge, but it's just fun. A pair of 6mm needles. You can use either circular needles or double pointed needles, whichever you prefer. If you're adding a bow, get a crochet hook around 4mm needles, doesn't need to be exact, as well as some scissors, a stitch marker, and a tapestry needle for the bow and weaving in ends. You'll also need a stitch holder. You can also just hold stitches on a scrap piece of yarn though. Start out by making a slip knot and putting it onto your needle. We're going to do a basic long tail cast on. To cast on a stitch, you wrap your yarn tail around your thumb, place your needle underneath that yarn, wrap clockwise with your working yarn, and then pop that stitch over the top of the needle. Over and over again, 26 stitches, you're going to do this. Once you have finished 26 stitches, you need to add one more stitch to close the round. So just like you did before, cast on one extra stitch. This will make 27 stitches. We're going to use that extra stitch to close the round. Now, it's a little bit finicky to get these stitches positioned in a way that you can start knitting in the round when there's so few of them, but I use the magic loop method when I'm using circular needles, which just means that I pull out pieces of the needle in between a couple of stitches so that I can hold it in a circle like this. To close the round, you're going to knit that extra stitch. When you get that stitch onto your right hand needle, it's going to be kind of like a cast off. You're going to pull the second stitch over the first stitch. So that 27th stitch won't exist anymore, but it means that your knitting is now in the round all connected. Very important, grab your stitch marker and place it at the beginning of this round here so that you can keep track of each round as you go. Now you're going to knit all stitches for 12 rounds, just a basic knit stitch going on every single one all the way up until you have made 12 rows of this. Here's another look at how I use the magic loop method. Once I've knit everything that's on my needle, I pull the entire cord through, put some new stitches on my needle, and continue knitting in the round. Use your stitch marker to keep track of your rounds. Every time you meet it, you've completed one round. Just slip it onto your needle and keep going. This is what it starts to look like as you build it up more. Once you've done 12 total rounds, we're going to do an increase round. So you're going to repeat knitting 5 stitches and then increasing by 1 stitch. Here I am knitting the 4th and 5th stitch. Now to increase, I'm going to find the bar between the stitches, put my left hand needle in through the front, and then my right hand needle in through the back, loop like a basic knit stitch, and pull off. This has created a brand new stitch. Now again, knit 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 stitches, then increase again. So left hand needle through the front of the stitch, right hand needle through the back of it, basic knit stitch, pull up that new stitch. You're going to continue doing this until you get to the last 2 stitches, which you'll just knit basically, and then move your marker over. You now have 30 stitches total, and we're going to continue knitting all stitches for another 10 rounds. This is going to build up the palm body of the mitten. Once you finish that last row, slip 22 stitches onto a stitch holder or a scrap piece of yarn. All you do is open up your stitch holder, and without knitting anything, put 22 stitches onto the holder, close it to hold them there, and we're going to use the last 8 stitches to create the thumb. So again, using the magic loop method, put some stitches onto your needle, grab a new stitch marker to mark the beginning of your round, and begin knitting all stitches for 4 rounds. I refuse to use double pointed needles for whatever reason, so these thumbs do get a bit awkward with having so few stitches and having to constantly pull the entire cord through, but we make it through. Just keep going until you start seeing this thumb start to build up from the rest of the body. Then we're going to do a basic cast off. So knit the first stitch, knit the second stitch, and pull the right stitch over the left stitch to get rid of it. Continue doing that, knitting one more stitch and pulling the second stitch over the first one. Time for the finger holes. We now need to get our stitches off of the stitch holder that we were using, so just pick them all up with your needle again to get them back on. To avoid any holes, we're going to pick up 2 stitches near the thumb hole. So what that looks like is just finding a space on either side, sticking your needle into the stitch, and then pulling up a piece of yarn like it's a new stitch. So here's a look at that one. We'll do it again on the other side of the thumb, sticking your needle in, wrapping your yarn around, and pulling it up to create another stitch. You should now have 24 stitches. Make sure to add a stitch marker in before you start knitting in the round, and we're going to start doing, again, basic knit stitches for 6 rounds. Slip your stitch marker as you go to keep track of the rounds. As you do this, you're going to build up the finger holes for the last bit of body of the glove. Another basic cast off, knit one stitch, knit a second one, pull the right stitch over the left stitch, and do this over and over until you get to the end and only have one stitch left. See that nice cast off edge here, and we can fasten off that last stitch by pulling it up, cutting the yarn, and just pulling the working yarn through the end of it to tighten it. Make it look nice and seamless by pulling that last bit of yarn through a tapestry needle and then connecting it to the beginning of your round and pulling it nice and tight. Then just weave the end into the back of your mitten. I'm just making a little zigzag pattern, putting my tapestry needle under a few stitches at a time, going back and forth until I feel like that yarn is secure, and then I can cut it off. Here's the whole body of your mitten. If you want to add a bow, we're going to make a slip knot, grab your crochet hook, and begin chaining. This is the simplest crochet method. All you do is wrap your working yarn around your hook and then pull it underneath the slip knot. Continue that same motion over and over again, wrapping your working yarn around the hook and pulling it underneath the stitch that's already on the hook. As you do this, you're going to begin building up a long crochet chain. Measure it every once in a while until you have your desired length. I make mine about 12 inches, which I think is good for this purpose. Fasten off by cutting your working yarn, pulling it back through the loop, and then using a tapestry needle to weave that end up into the rest of the cord. So I'm just pulling it up through a few stitches until I feel like it's secure, then grabbing some scissors to cut that end as close to the cord as I can. Now I'm going to tie the chain into a basic bow. You can decide how you want this to look. Just make sure that it's secure before we attach it to the mitten. Once you like the way that it's looking, find the place that you want to attach it to your glove, and then take a tapestry needle with a piece of scrap yarn, push it into the back and then through the bow on the front, then back onto the back of the mitten like so. Plenty of ways that you could secure this. I'm just going to tie the two ends together and then weave in those ends. I know knots, big no-no, but I just think that I'm not going to feel like it's secure unless there's a knot back there, but I do weave in the ends. So here I am making my little double knot, and once I finish that, I'm going to grab my tapestry needle again, and just like I've done with other ends, weave these ends into the back, placing them under a few stitches at a time, weaving back and forth until it looks nice and neat. When that's all done, you can cut your ends off, and we're going to move on to the second glove. Knit the second glove using the exact same instructions as before. You just need to make sure that you attach the bow to the opposite side so that they mirror each other when you're wearing them. Such a cute and practical little project. Remember that if you want to read the written pattern, the free download of this magazine is below. When you're on materialgirls.com, you can also check out all past issues of the magazine for free, which is full of a ton of other free patterns as well. Here's a look at the other things we've put out as knitting patterns. If you're interested in any of these, they're on materialgirls.com. I really hope you give them a look, but I hope you enjoyed this tutorial and found it helpful. Make sure to tag Material Girls in your creations, and I hope you have a nice rest of your day.